right.
I do have a rebuttal, but it's actually for the last question. Can I rebuttal the last question?
Yeah, we'll let you do it.
It had
30
to do.
seconds.
It had to do again with the restructure, and I know on Cody's part, it was assumed that the changes would pass even before they were given to the students to vote upon. So how does that affect your ability to hear from the students?
I don't understand the question.
Well, you assumed that the changes would already be made without the proposal actually going to the students. So how do you think that reflects upon your ability to hear from the students' voice?
You have to look at who was a part of the conversation with the restructure, and maybe you weren't a full part of it, but we had the full senators on board with this. It passed 100% by the senators. It passed 100% by the Constitution Amendment Committee. Those are the people who were there to help get the student voice out. Had you been a part of that, maybe you would have helped with the input to get the student voice out. We didn't assume that it was going to pass. We had some contingencies in place if it did pass and if it didn't pass. So we didn't assume anything. We just prepared for both situations so that no matter what happened, we would be ready to handle it, whether the restructure passed or whether we had to go to the old system.
That's what I'll let you guys do the 30-second thing because you did ask a question, so I think it's fair. But now we're going to go on to a few student questions now. One of the ones that we've been asked is, and remember that these are only 30-second responses. I know, get you out quick. We're going to start with this question for the both of you. And this one is, so what is in it for you? Why are you running for student president? What did you get out of being president? So for TJ, we're going to do what's in it for you, and then for Cody, what did you get out of being student president? So let's go ahead and start with Cody.
I got out of it a great opportunity. I've mentioned this to a lot of people. My first 2 years at SU, I wasn't involved at all, and these last few years, I've strived to get involved and make my, SU experience better. And that's really what drives me to make things better for the rest of students, because I've seen how the changes have happened in my life. I have more confidence. I've met more people. I have friends here. I don't go to St. George every weekend. And I really want people to be able to buy into the SU experience and have that. What do I get out of it? You know, it's honestly already on my resume. You know, the stipend and scholarship is great, but when you're putting in 40 hours a week, it doesn't come out to that much.
All right,
yes.
Cody. And then TJ, what are you doing it for?
Well, Cody has said that he loves this university, and that's pretty much the reason that he's running again. And I also love this university. I have actually also had some really good opportunities come my way. I was offered a full-ride 2-year scholarship at Weber State University, and I turned it down because I love SUU. And that's obviously a huge thing because the full tuition really isn't a major part of my reason for running. It's because I have initiatives I want to bring about that I know can help this university.
All right, and now we're going to ask 2 questions. They're separate ones because you've been both asked separate questions. Again, 30 seconds to respond. TJ, the question for you is, how would you go about putting the student voices into action?
Yeah, we have, like I said, some measurable goals about how to do that, and actually having some campus hours as opposed, well, I mean, of course, we would have office hours. There are opportunities for us to get work done in the office across from a computer, but it is important for us to get out and to make face-to-face contact with those other students within the other buildings so that we can really hear their voice. And I think a logbook and writing people's names down and trying to write down the things that they have to say is a good way of measuring.
All right, and then Cody, for you, it looks like there's some confusion with what you're going into. It says, the question is that they understand that you're working on your Masters of Accounting this year. And what they say is that the Masters of Accounting program is only 1 year, so they're not quite sure how you're coming back next year. Can you address that?
I got my bachelor's in May, so I was working on my MBA the first part of the semester, and then I decided that I wanted to go into the MBA MAC program, which is 1.5 years. And right now I'm actually working on prereqs, so I'm technically an undergraduate student, but we're doing those prereqs, well, I'm doing those prereqs, to gear up for the MAC and MBA, which I will complete next year.
All right. I think that just about concludes our time that we have for today's debate. Thank you for everybody who participated. And also remember that if you missed any part of the debate or if you want to review it, candidates especially can go back and look over it. It will be airing tonight on SUTV Channel 9 at 4 p.m. And then also we will be having that streaming on SUUnews.com. So make sure to check it out. Thanks for joining us today. Let's have a round of applause for our candidates, please.